Hello guys, last time we made this cube as the assembly. That means we have their top level assembly and this cube as the part inside it. All the iLogic, that means the rules and the forms, are placed into the top level assembly, that means the top level programming. Now I will show you how to do the explicit constraints. If we will copy this part and start constraining that, most of the people are doing this. They are just putting there the constraints to the faces. That means constraining body like this, only the putting the constraint on the one face to another. And that is how most of the people are doing the constraints. Now if I will open our iLogic and start changing parameter, it works. But in the older version of the Inventor, if you will start really fast moving your slider, the Inventor will crash. That means this implicit constraining can't handle the hundreds or thousands parts in your assembly. And I will show you how to avoid this problem, or how to make your geometry more stable and more playful. That thing what I do is the explicit constraining, not do the constraints from the face to face. I will delete these constraints, but to make the constraints between the base planes and base planes of our part against our top assembly. So this part is grounded, that means it's a fixed and fully constrained, but this one isn't. So I will take the constraint and put the y to z, apply, x to z, apply, and also y to x. And let's name this this constraint like the push in the z direction, and put there, I don't know, the 12 millimeters, for example, and apply that. So now we have the constraint, which is explicit. That means we have no constraint between the faces of the parts, but only between the base planes of our parts. But this constraint doesn't move with our parameter. It doesn't move. That means we need to do a new rule, which will be called, for example, explicit constraints. And we will do the constraints manually by assigning our parameters. The value length into our push z parameter. Like that. That means the push z is equal to length. I will save that and I close that. Now if I will start up our menu and start moving with that, it works and it's explicitly constrained. That means if I will really fast moving with my slider, it's a little bit faster and the Inventor doesn't crash. Important is the implicit constraints are correct. It's nothing wrong if you will do your assembly implicitly constrained, but I recommend to use the explicit constraints because the Inventor is more stable and you can handle the constraints exactly as you want. If you have any question about the implicit or explicit constraints, let me know about that in the comment below or send me an email about that.